Welcome to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host and founder, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc., a management consulting and training firm based in New Orleans, Louisiana since 1996. Please visit my website at www.gouldassociates.com where you can learn more about my professional service offerings. So that's the business side. But today, it's all about the Hustle Great podcast and my guest, Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon. I am so excited to see you, Angela. But if you just give me just another minute to just bring it on in to tell my audience more, just in case I have a newcomer today, more about the hustle skirt, and I will gladly share your credentials.
Yes, ma'am.
So, about the hustle skirt, first thing I want you all to do is visit www.persistencelane.com, all one word. You will learn more about the hustle skirt. The mission. My passion is about to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of men and women, entrepreneurs, and career professionals. Now, for the entrepreneurs, we're talking about for profit. Y'all heard me? For profit businesses. Or my guest today, we're talking to those who are C suite or higher executive with corporations or nonprofit organizations. So that's a little bit about the hustle skirt. But the meaning in itself, and the guest that you're going to hear about today, Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon, is all about never give up. Don't take no for an answer. Believe in yourself. Be confident and self assured. Be an encourager. Be courageous and bold. Become, being, and be the best you. That is the message of a hustler. You can't be what you don't see. For God's sake, as an entrepreneur, be prosperous in your products and services and bring good services to your client. So here's my big why. What's the motivation behind my Hustle Skirt podcast? I tell myself, I must be the change I want to see in others. I truly believe in abundance mentality, not scarcity. There is enough in the universe for all of us to reach in, move forward, support others in their talents, their skills, and their passion. It's not meant just to keep it close to your vest. Share with others. That's how we grow. So, my big why, my tenacious desire is greater than my fears. Do the hard things. My guest today, she's going to tell you all the hard things that she's been very successful through challenges, victories, and accomplishment. So, with that being said, I am ready to welcome my guest, Dr. Angela Jupiter McCon, and I want to share her biography because she has some very interesting credential here. Angela is a retired nursing professional who has served the community for decades. Her academic achievements include a chemistry degree from Xavier University and a dual doctorate from William Carey. Although retired, she works as a senior MSN evaluator for Western governors and an adjunct professor. Busy person for UD Mercy. While working at Carey, she established the McCon Mary Bethune, not
Mahoney.
Bethune, but
Mahoney.
Mahoney Scholarship and Excellent for RN-BSN. Let me say that again with your permission, Dr. McCon. While working at Carey, she established the McCon Mary Mahoney Scholarship of Excellence for RN-BSN Nursing. So you have to tell me some more about those credentials. I
Yes,
think I know, but I want her to tell us, okay? Nursing students of African heritage. She helped charter the MS Gulf Coast chapters of both Jack and Jill and Xavier alumni. Angela is an AKA SLA, I'm going to say
South.
Southern Louisiana cluster coordinator and Thai Iota chapter president. Isn't she amazing, y'all? Just wait until let her turn the fire up in this interview. So, how can you contact Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon? Her email address, if I have your permission to share, Dr. McCon,
Yes, ma'am.
CHEMAKAL at yahoo.com. CHEMAKA1 L, no, KAL1 at yahoo.com. Angela, I managed to mess that up, but would you please make sure when you start, you
I
repeat
will.
this as many times as you like.
It's
So,
chemistry spelled the AKA way. You know, we have to put AK in everything.
hey, straighten me out. Fix it and let's fix it now so we can get it right because I want folks to be able to reach you today.
Yes, ma'am.
So here we go. Are you ready,
I'm
Angela?
ready and excited.
So let me hit you with my three questions, different questions that, depending on the character and the energy and the passion of
Right.
my guest, I like to just bring it with some questions, a general, specific, and a fun question. My very first one: what qualities do you think every entrepreneur or career professional should possess?
So the two that I feel like every entrepreneur or career professional should possess is faith and a servant leader attitude. So my favorite song is Faith That Conquers by Vanessa Bell Armstrong. In the beginning stanza says, I have the faith to see the invisible, expect the incredible, receive the impossible. Oh, faith that can conquer anything. So my faith is what has driven me and I feel like can encourage others to succeed. The second part is basically just a derivative of that faith, a servant leader attitude. Because in Mark chapter 10, verse 45, Jesus says, for even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give life as a ransom for many. So if Jesus Christ came to be served, who are we not to serve others? So faith and a servant leader attitude are the two qualities that I feel everyone should possess.
Quality, faith, and servant leadership attitude. I love it in your quote, Mark. I
That's
love
amen.
that
Amen.
chapter in those verse. Absolutely. Thank you, Angela. Let's keep it going. My next question is a little more specific. What is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur or career professional? What is the hardest part?
The hardest part that I found, and even my children are running into this now, is being qualified for positions where and being more educated for positions than the person interviewing you. Understand what I'm saying? That's the
Mm-hmm.
hardest part. So it's like you have all of these credentials, but then you see other people with less credentials that don't look like you moving up in the world or getting positions because of who you know. My oldest, or I will say this, just being melanated sometimes seems to be a roadblock. My oldest son did a dissertation on it about the perceived and lived experiences of African Americans in healthcare leadership. And it was shown that 90% of the leaders in the C-suite, as you discussed, are Caucasian males. And this is in healthcare. Nursing is what? 78, 85% female, Caucasian female for the most part, but even they are having issues getting into the C-suite. So the hardest roadblock is A, being as they feel overqualified because more than them, and B, just this beautiful skin is a roadblock or some type of stigmatism for them.
That was a powerful message you shared with my audience because every generation, I'm a baby boomer one, but to hear that's even so present today with
Yes,
our Gen Z and millennial is like, wow. And in
yes,
particular in the medical field, and I appreciate the statistics that you just shared with us too. Many times we have those roadblocks where we're qualified and we have more educated than the people that's interviewing us. I've
correct.
been down that road and know that when it's hard. I
I
didn't
think
run
we
into the
all have.
glass ceiling. I ran into the cement wall because of the
Exactly,
same type of thing. And thank you for
exactly.
sharing that with our audience. One more question because I want to give you your opportunity in spotlight moment. Who is your biggest role model?
So I have been blessed to have several in my life just from my own family. Coming to breaking barriers, it would be my father, because my father was the first African American engineer here at Lytton Ingalls. That's why we left New Orleans and moved to Mississippi. My mother was one of three African American teachers at the school she was at for like the first 6 years of its opening. But my biggest role model when it comes from the servant leader attitude would have to be my maternal grandfather, Frank J. Bivens Sr. When I tell you my grandpa was instrumental in bringing everything to Desire community and the Florida community and the Ninth Ward, he built with Father Kenny St. Philip Church. He brought WIC and child care services to the Desire community, the multi-purpose center that they have now. He brought the Desire Credit Union and healthcare clinics to them. I used to have to go with him when he would deliver food to people in New Orleans. Saw our civil memorials being having an Ivy Beyond the Wall ceremony today, and he was instrumental in her husband's campaigns and helping to get him elected. All the three, he was the mayor. He literally got buses and would bus and transport the citizens in Desire to the election polls that did not have transportation. So my grandpa has been my biggest role model because of just the things and seeing him do all of that growing up in New Orleans.
May he rest in peace. Your
Amen.
your grandfather had an impact. And it's interesting as we get to know each other more and more, Angela, just to hear what you just shared. My audience is going to appreciate the message, but what you just said has a profound impact on me because I came out of that environment, the Desire,
Are you?
Florida.
I didn't know that. My
I
grandpa was known as the
attended
godfather of Desire.
catechism at St. Philip.
Did you know Frank
Silver
Bivens Sr.?
Morial is the reason why I am an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. Dutch
Wow.
Morial was my college professor
Yes,
in
indeed.
in my management courses, and he
Wow.
was the
Look at
biggest
God.
influence of why I enter into what we call back then our rush party. So
Yes.
you just had me have a throwback moment in history.
Wow. Yes,
And so I
ma'am.
thank your grandfather for the person that showed up to make a difference for that community. And my family could have been a recipient of one of those food baskets or whatever that was
Yes,
delivered.
ma'am.
And
We
I
would bring
many a
those
time
McKenzie donuts and everything.
when I learned karate or different sports and basketball and tennis, it was that community center that you just mentioned.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The world can
Small
get
world.
smaller and smaller.
They used to call him the Godfather of Desire.
How
Yeah.
about that? How about that?
Yeah.
That was the community that I grew up in. And if all the conversation, this is the first time I'm hearing you share that. But
Yes,
the
yes. Because
question,
everybody just
the
knows the Jupiter last name. They don't know who the Bivens last name on my mama's side because they're from the Ninth Ward.
well, I'm just saying, asking you that question, who is the biggest role model? You start with your dad, your mom, but then you shared your grandfather, and I have my own moments in life where he probably have served as a servant leader, helped that community
Yes,
tremendously. So
yes, ma'am.
we're going to move on because now this is the part where I like to have my guests get their shine on. And so your spotlight moment, what is there anything more that we can glean from the brilliance of Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon. What else would you like to share? Are there anything you're doing in your community as a retired nurse? I know you have not totally retired. Are there any future
No.
events? Are there any new roles and responsibilities that you have taken on as a new hat that you would like to share with my audience today?
So I did want to go back to what the RN to BSN is. The RN to BSN is a program. So what most people don't realize is in nursing, you can actually get your RN three different ways. You can do the 2-year ADN, which is still an RN. You can get the 3-year diploma, which is almost like an internship residency, which is still an RN. And there's only one left in Louisiana, and that's in Baton Rouge. And then you can get the 4-year baccalaureate, which is still an RN. So we're the only discipline where you can get that degree 3 different ways and still be an RN. So the RN to BSN are for those students that did the 2-year, like at a Delgado Community College, and decided to get their BS. And so that program is you just take those hours that you have from your RN degree, ADN, and it's combined with 30 hours of online work that you do in 1 year. So in saying that, that scholarship really helps a lot of students out because by the time they go back to college, a lot of times they've exhausted their financial aid and different things like that. So that's why my husband and I wanted to give back, especially to African American students, because a lot of times they don't have the advisement that they need, and they're encouraged to take classes and do things that they really shouldn't do because they want to get in so bad. And it's like, you know, don't take those science classes 4 or 5 times because it's a 2 science failure rule. So I say all that to say that was a way to help them out if they didn't have any financial means. Now, what I'm doing now, no, I'm retired from brick and mortar, but I still, as you stated, I'm with UD Mercy part-time, which is University of Detroit Mercy, helping out in their doctoral program and in their nursing program. Right now, I'm doing nursing statistics for them in their baccalaureate program. And then I'm also a senior evaluator with Western Governors University. And in that role, I'm still helping out, looking at the papers in the ED department for their MSN department. So I'm not teaching, but I'm still evaluating and making comments and just trying to help them attain the degree that they want to get. In regards to my personal life, I still am in love with the Lord and helping out in any way that I can. My husband and I attend St. Peter, the Apostle Church in Pascagoula. Speaking of my husband, he is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. So the Alpha wife helping them out, in addition to being the outgoing in 100 days, president of Tau Iota Omega chapter in Slidell, which truly keeps me very busy trying to do the different things to help out the community, because that's what we're there for. We're there to give back to the community and all the different avenues. So a lot of the ways that I give back to the community is through Alpha Kappa Alpha. I'm now, as you stated, the newly appointed South Louisiana Cluster Coordinator. So just trying to be the best that I can be for y'all. I want to make sure that, we truly exemplify the new regional director, Dr. Sean E. Simmons' theme, which is keeping it real. And real is an acronym saying that we're going to be responsive. So that means we're not going to be just responsive to each other as far as sorority sisters, but responsive to the community. We're going to empower not just each other, but all women of all races, all creeds, and men and children. We're going to be authentic with each other and authentic with the community. And then we're going to lift everybody up. Because like you said, a lot of times, because of the generational curse from slavery, we have that crab in the bucket mentality that I've always said, if you light a candle and that candle lights another candle, that flame does not go out, y'all. That flame doesn't go out. It just illuminates the world. So that's the one thing and the one message I want to leave with each of you. Nobody can take away the light that the Lord gave you. And please share it with everybody else, because that's why he gave it to you, not to keep it inside of you, but to share and to illuminate with everybody. Because if we join together, there's so much more that we can do than we do apart. So again, just remember that message. If you don't take anything away from what I have to say, is, we should help each other and be Christ-like in our attitude. And I want to thank Debra Gould for having me. It's just truly been a blessing and an honor. And I wish each of you a wonderful day. And I like to always say, I love you more than black pepper, because anything worth its salt needs a little black pepper.
You are a phenomenal woman. And Angela, you have truly blessed me. Thank you for the value of your time. Between you and I, we both are going to have to work on our Madam Regional Director to invite her for an opportunity to share this platform and
Yes,
her vision and her mission. So you work on that and I'll
I
work on
will.
it too, because I was truly blessed. Now, this podcast is supposed to be for my audience, but what you did today was extraordinary.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And your countdown 100 days, oh, how they're going to miss that passion. But you're gonna bottle that inspirational dose and you're gonna share it with us throughout South Central.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
thank you. Say thank you to my frat, your
Yes, ma'am.
honeydew, and thank
Honeydew
him for
Reuben.
sharing this precious time that we can do this interview today. And until we meet again, Angela, you're always welcome to come back, because just listening to what you're doing to help the nursing and the healthcare industry, when you're doing all the things on the educational level, if there's more that you would like to share, I'm going to leave the lights on for you, madam.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Angela. And we're going to close out in this moment. In my closing remarks, I'd just like again to say to my audience, the Hustle Skirt objective is to empower you to speak boldly, to speak power, embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose. Get fired up just the way you noticed here today with Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon. Her passion. I don't know about you, but it was an infection. It was like, I love it, I love it, I love Angela, but what she was able to deliver today came across very wonderful. I want you all, there's multiple ways you'll have a chance to continue to watch this podcast. Please make sure to visit www.persistencelane.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt podcast, 9 different platforms. So www.persistencelane.com to find out more. And while you edit, if you found value in this interview with Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon on this podcast today, we will appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or would you just simply tell a friend, a neighbor, someone in your community, in your business network, your career network, that you was watching this particular program today with Angela? We are listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your founder and host, Debra Gould. Angela, Dr. Angela Jupiter-McCon. Until we meet again, I love you, take care, and keep doing all the great things that you're doing. Take care.
Love you too.
Love you more. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.